People often ask me about our inner negotiation workshop, and I want to tell you about it today because it's an extremely powerful two-day experience. I want to tell you why it's powerful, and I want to tell you what it addresses and why it's significant. It used to be called the Self-Esteem Workshop for many, many years in the States, and when we went abroad, people said, well, we can't market something called self-esteem because people all think they already have self-esteem, so they wouldn't possibly want to take your workshop. So we changed the name in a conversation with some of our colleagues in Holland and Switzerland to inner negotiation. What that means is that each one of us have to make decisions and choices in life, and sometimes it's tough. It's hard knowing what choice to make or what decision to make and when, and listening to the right voice inside, not necessarily the voices of your mind, but the voice of your heart or the voice of your higher self. So in the workshop, people get to negotiate with themselves about their choices. Let me tell you how it happens. It all starts with an intake interview where somebody sits down with one of our trained professionals and finds out, what do you want to walk away from this workshop with that would make a difference in your life? And they have to be specific and write down those items that they want to see tangible, specific movement and possibly profound movement as well. So in this intake interview, the professional will ask a variety of different questions. Now you can't answer with, I want more self-esteem, or I want to feel better about myself, or you can't be vague. You have to be very specific. The more specific you are, the more powerful the workshop experience. Now, everybody comes together in the workshop and we sit in a semicircle with the leader at the front, and there's a team of people that support the leader and the participants in the two-day process. There are 90 minutes of workshop setup, and at the end, there are 90 minutes of workshop wrap-up. In between setup and wrap-up is what we call experiential processing by the participants, focused on those specific objectives that they articulated in their intake interview. We also tell people that in the inner negotiation workshop, they will hear a message. Now, this is not a message on your telephone. This is not a message from their mother. This is an inner imperative of something that says, do this. Now, we all know what messages are. You've had those moments when you've turned to yourself and said, oh, I knew I should have done that. I knew it at the time, but I didn't listen. I didn't listen to myself. That's a message. And in this workshop, since it's a controlled environment and it's 2 days long, people get to pay attention and notice the messages. They get to hear them because they keep repeating until they're heard and honored. But they hear the message, they trust the message, and they have the opportunity to act on it. I'll give you an example. There's the man who stutters, and he has to make speeches in his profession. And he's extremely nervous, and he comes to the workshop, and one of his objectives is to get over his stuttering. Well, he's terrified. He doesn't want people to laugh at him, make fun of him, think he's an idiot. He gets a message, and the message is that he has to stand up in the front of the workshop room, and he has to give a speech to the group. Not a long speech, 2 or 3 minutes, not very long, but he has to deliver a speech to the group. Does he want to do it? Of course not. It's the last thing in the world he wants to do. Now, that's a clue, because messages are things that come from within you, not from outside. They come from within, and they give you a directive about something that you need to do that's outside your comfort zone and that you definitely do not want to do. The last thing you want to do is to stand up and give a speech to the group and experience being a stutterer. However, the message kept repeating itself until finally he raised his hand and he said, I have, and he got it out there that he had to make a speech, but that he really didn't want to make a speech, but that he had to make the speech to the group. Now, he did it once, he did it twice, And on the third time, he delivered his speech without one stutter. Now, is it a stuttering workshop? No, it's not. There are people who come to the workshop and sing songs. Why? Because they can't sing. Because they've never sung. Because they're afraid to sing. Because they've been told that they're tone deaf. Are there professional singers who come to the workshop? Sure, but they don't get the message to sing. They get the message to be silent, or the message to support somebody else in their process. You see, you don't ever get the message to perform, or to show off, or to display your talents. You get the message to be able to reveal your vulnerabilities, to be able to connect deeply with your essential self, and to be able to let that part come out, because that's the part that's needed for those inner negotiations. You have to get in touch with your values, your core values, what you stand for, what your life's about, and to be able to speak to it in an authentic and honest way. And that's what drives the inner negotiation workshop. It comes from your inner truth, from your inner core, from your essential self, and it's that which guides your way. So each person in the room has a different workshop experience, because each person's choices are based on their objectives. So as we have breaks, and we do every 3 hours, the participants will meet with their facilitator and they will discuss where they are in the process, what they need, which objective they want to focus on next, and how they can be supported by their facilitator. How the workshop unfolds is magically. Each person takes their turn. Sometimes people say, I can't wait. I need to work now. Some work in the large group. Some work in a smaller group. Some work one-on-one with a facilitator. Some work by themselves in their workbook, or making drawings or pictures. It's all very inner-directed work. It's very, very beautiful the way it unfolds. But we do have a structure, and we do have ground rules. And those are very, very clear and articulated up front. And if people can't buy into them, we ask them not to take the workshop, and we give them a full refund. As a matter of fact, we are so confident about your ability to use this workshop to truly get what you want and have a shift in your life, that we will offer you a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's right. If you don't get what you came to that workshop for, we'll give you your money back. We've been doing this workshop for almost 4 decades, and we've been so successful around the globe that we are totally confident that if you come with clear objectives, with the right motives, and with a pure heart, you will absolutely get your objectives achieved no matter what. So let us know if you want us to come to your area of the world and do a self-esteem inner negotiation workshop. You can call it either one, whatever works for your group of friends. If you pull 20 people together and we get our facilitators there, we will make you the lucky and privileged person to experience the inner negotiation workshop in your neighborhood, with your loved ones, with your friends, with the people that you truly want to share the next chapter of your life with. Thank you.